So to find these log, what you have to do is come to a beach and look for the casters. So today this beach is full of casters. So what a caster is basically this trail that the worm pushes up as it's digging down. It just looks like a little worm itself. There's loads of them, they're everywhere. So what you do is you find yourself a nice square section where there's plenty of them together. So like here, and you'll mark out your square area. I'll draw a line around where they are so we don't get lost after. There's a lot of them in here. Make sure you get them all inside your square. Now you have your line drawn out. So what you want to do is start in the corner and dig the first one out like this. Doesn't have to be very deep on the first one. And then the second one, just follow through and continue that until you follow that line that way and continue it that way. So one of the biggest tips I would give is get a fork that has wide teeth on it. Because if you have it with small teeth, all the sand will break away. But with wide teeth, it takes the whole sod up like that. There's a less chance of breaking the worm this way than a shovel. So just turned over this sod as I was building out the graph. There's a nice big blow log inside it. He's not huge, but he'll do. During the winter, these worms go really deep. But now that it's starting to heat up a bit, they'll be more near the surface. So the colder it is outside, the deeper you have to go for them. Now this time of the year, we're getting them just one pitchfork and maybe a quarter. The way I like to dig this now, instead of taking out big lumps, I come back here about 4 inches and down. Just keep going like that. So once I reach the end of my square, I go back up to the top, dig the trench the other way, like this. So once you dig your trench out like this, you got a nice little 90-degree angle. I come back here into this corner, and I just start working my way back. This is where I get the majority of the worms. Here's another one. Remember, I always break the sod, never break the worm. There's 2 of them there actually. So I just keep working from left to right, from right to left, the whole way back till I dig out the whole grid. If you're digging and you're not getting any worms, but you see the casters are there, it means you're not digging deep enough. Because if the casters are there, the worms are there 100% every time. Never ever grab the tail, always break the sod. Because if you pull and grab the worm, you'll break them, but if you break the sod, you'll save it. There's another nice blow log there now. So that's what 20 minutes of digging with that tactic gets you. We didn't count them yet, but there's a fair pile in there. Some belters in there too. To bait up these lugworms, what I do is I'll take one and stick it through his head and feed him up the hook, the whole way up the hook as far as you can get him. Pull him up over the shank, up over the eye of the hook, just like that, and feed him up the line. Then I'll take the second one and I'll come in just below the head. So there's the head. I'll come in here, hook it in, bring it up just halfway up the shank, like that, and pull that over, exposing the hook. Then I'll pull the second one down over that, just like that. Catch the end of the first one and hook him over the hook again. Now the hook shank is exposed and the lug are sitting perfect. And what I like to do just to make sure they don't come off is just a small bit of bait elastic around the head, the eye of the hook is. And then just catch that second one there around the body as well. And that's it. That's plenty. And you're ready to go. So when you're finished your fishing and you've no more use for your lug and you've plenty left like us because we dug a bit too much, so what we do is we take them back and get a newspaper, take about 2 pages of the paper and layer your worm here. That's the first worm, and then you just roll it over like that and place your second worm in there like that. Roll it to the next one. We usually do about 10 per paper, and then we'll stick them into the freezer, so then next weekend when we go out we'll take them out and they'll thaw out and then they're good to be used again.